Alright, to start off today, we're going for a submarine ride.
Upper deck and restrooms are in the back there. You can go anywhere you like. Thank you. How would we do this? Anniversary? 18 years! Alright guys, so you just heard it. That was our pilot communicating with the guys on the surface. He's told them, hey, we got our hatches secured, life support systems on, and they in turn told him he's clear to open his vents and begin the dive. Now the vents they refer to located on top of air tanks, 8 of them on each side of the sub. Now you guys make sure you get your safety belts buckled tightly around your waist. Take that silver off the surface, so if anybody's worried about, hey, we'll stuck down here for forever, that ain't gonna happen. The submarine, let's see, I'll tell you about our dive site. It's about 6 acres in size. We got it divided into 5 different areas. Each area showcases either an artificial reef we got down here or a natural reef. Now the artificial reefs can be just structures. We got a couple sunken ships, a couple sunken airplanes, and however the conditions are, we'll show you what we can. You look straight down, you see the bottom. It's about 20 feet down there. So that means we're operating about 60 feet of water. This is our drop zone. We're just setting up the submarine, setting up the ballast like I talked about. But you guys might notice this. As we get down here, you notice the coloring has all changed. It's like up on the surface there was way more light, and down here it's kind of a bluish light. I talked to a lady about using her example. Lady, where you at? Let's take a look at that dress. Is it doing it? Is it glowing? Not so much? Because if it's not glowing, I see a young man here on the right, or on the port side. You see the young man with the fluorescent shirt? Let's embarrass this kid. We're talking about pilot's viewport, a little different than the viewport you look at. Optically correct, as a pilot needs to safely maneuver down here. I meant to say, hey, have you guys seen anything big like we see it all the time? Sharks, turtles, stingrays, anything other than like a small reef fish? If you see something, say something. Sometimes our encounters with those creatures can be quite brief, so you guys say something and then everybody, more people get a chance to see it. So don't be shellfish is what I'm saying. Don't be shellfish. Alright, first set of artificial reefs coming up here on the starboard side. And again, we're going to turn around after we make this pass. If you guys are on the port, peek over their shoulders, it's okay. And you can have wow, look at this, golden trevallies, guys. That's a rarity. Beautiful golden trevallies with these tiger stripes and golden tails. We don't see those every day. Now the structures you're viewing, we're just using them as fish houses, but they're designed intention. What they're originally built for is to grow seaweed. They're aquaculture structures. Now Hawaiian water is too warm and too salty, so too high of a salinity, too high a temperature to grow seaweed, reddish, yellowish strands. So it's not what you're thinking of seaweed is, or kelp, or the big sheets you buy at Trader Joe's that nori. That's what they call it. But that's where in Japan they grow stuff like that. Hey, I can't stand that. Listen to my voice there, my man. You gotta turn that off. So you guys see the larger gray fish here? These are juvenile giant trevallies, and believe it or not, they're the predators of our dive site. Juvenile giant trevallies. We call those guys papio when they're juvenile like this, and when they reach maturity, we refer to them as ulua. Now we like to eat the papio. We like to fight the ulua. The uluas, they're full of parasites, so we don't like to eat them as much, but they're great game fish. They're fun to battle with and try to catch. And bring them 496 feet. And typically we'll set the old sub on the bottom here. Out in the sand, there's nothing we can harm, and the submarine's equipped with kind of like a skis on the bottom of it. go, gang. One. Second aircraft coming up on the port side. Now these are Japanese-produced Mitsubishi YS-11s. They're manufactured in the late 1950s. They were turboprops that carried about 58 people. So aircraft that are about the same size as the submarine you're now on. We put it down. So here's a ship here on the starboard. We'll look for the turtles out here. A second sunken ship out here on the port in the distance.
Wow, this is huge.
Look at it.
Wow, that's a big one. Holy cow. What in the world is that?
Yeah, look at that thing.
It's just a big Ulua. Goodness.
It got destroyed from the hurricane.
Man, that one was different back there. Alright guys, so this sunken ship's been down here since 1988. You can kind of tell by the, hey, there's a unicorn. See that one right there? So kids, there is such thing as unicorns, they just not horses. Hey, there's a fish with the longest Hawaiian name. It's the long-nosed butterfly fish, but in Hawaiian it's the Lau Willy Willy Nuku Nuku Oi Oi, gang. Lau Willy Willy Nuku Nuku Oi Oi, not to be confused with the Umaluma Nuku Nuku Apawa'a, which is a Hawaiian state fish. Got it? Well, now I blew it. Keep your eyes peeled out here, gang. Oh, big turtle right here on the starboard. You guys check that out. I mean, real close on the starboard.
I bet it's gonna be coming out.
Where's the turtle? You where? Turtle.
It's down here. It's coming up.
Oh, wow.
That young man back here just asked me if that was a boy turtle or a girl, and I can say without question that was a female. So I might mention that maybe 30% of these fish are endemic to the Hawaiian Islands, meaning this is where they originated. Like, see this large school of blue striped snapper here. These guys are Tahitian import. They came from Tahiti. Now in Tahiti they get real big and you're able to eat them. Like we ate all the red snappers. That's where they brought these blue striped snappers. Well, different food chain in Hawaii, so they remain manini. Pedro, former longline fishing boat on the port side. So we're going to send a marker bubble to the surface. I'm going to stop talking. You guys are going to rejoice, and then we'll put the sound of the radio on the PA so you can listen to that. You guys listen up. That's the way this one is. Oh, you see it's getting brighter and brighter. We're about right back on the surface, guys. So give it up for Steven. He really delivered the goods there. Took us down, brought us back up. What more can you ask for? All right, now, sir, I gotta ask you to stand up and I'm gonna fold these seats, but since I'm inconveniencing you, I'll let you go first, and everybody else on this side's gotta go back that way.
Alright, so we just finished the submarine and it was pretty cool. Now we are going to go over to Jeep Tours and we're going to go see one of those.
Here's a list of some of the movies that have been filmed here.
Like ran at us.
Oh my gosh, I'd actually be scared. Events and tips.
You just got on the tour bus.
For the next hour and a half. My family, if you're a secret look up ahead, you will see a beautiful Koa
Good.
So Koa, what it translates into is long back. There are two ways of seeing this. The first one is the long history that we have here at this ranch. We go back to probably about early 1800s. The second one is if you take a look at the ridge lines of our mountain, it resembles the long back of a giant mo'o. Mo'o in Hawaiian means lizard. Is where the giant lizard is on our mountain. There's an old Hawaiian mythology. It illustrates how we got a cool little mountain along with our cone-shaped island out in the bay. Some of you know this tournament's hat. That right there, family, is Mokoli'i. Can everyone say Mokoli'i? Beautiful. So Mokoli'i means little lizard. But here Mokoli'i Island. We'll be running a couple Hawaiian places. Towards the end of the tour, we have so prior to Christianity arriving into the Hawaiian Islands, the Hawaiians worshipped a total of 40,000 gods. These four structures represent the four major gods. Sitting below each of them are 10,000 kiniakua, also known as demigods. On the far left we have Ku, which is god of war. And then we have Kane, god of procreation. The third one is Lono, god of agriculture and peace. Lastly, Kanaloa, god of the deep blue ocean. As she comes upon Oahu, she comes across a giant mo'o, smash it up with a pohaku, which is a stone, to bring out a sticky consistency called like cuts. They are known as hale. So hale in Hawaiian does mean home. The first structure, that's a hale. Alright family, if you guys want to stand up, you guys can. I am in park mode. So closest to us, we have one of Hawaii's most. So the reason why they placed that there is because down below we have our macadamia farm outlet. That is where they had CGI the Jurassic music. So they did that there because they wanted to get the backgrounds of the mountains, and because the helicopter pad, the structure that was built there, they did take out the ocean, extended the mountains to make it seem as if it was enclosed in. So again, the macadamia farm outlet right here. More to the left is the Moli'i Gardens. Lots of movies have been filmed there. 51st States, Yumi and Dupree. Outside in our Kaneohe Bay, you can see that small tiny island sitting in the distance, right? So that's the Sandbar Island. When you go more towards the right, from a distance you'll see silhouettes of medium-sized island, which is Gilligan's Island, also known as Coconut Island. We do have one spot that they filmed here in Hakipu'u Valley, which is the Indominus Rex paddock. So you see this left path here that leads all the way down there. That was the only route that we had at the time. So because Jurassic World, they wanted to keep that very exclusive, they blocked off this entire section and they built these two different roads. So this route here on the right side, along with this bypass route, which would have gone straight up ahead of us. So family, we're gonna be going up, taking a couple of turns. Please just buckle up, make sure nothing falls out. Really familiar to some of you, they did do some filming up there. So in the movie, you may remember on the mountains they had CGI the satellites. Not on our actual mountains that run within this Ko'olauloa range, but near from about 20 minutes away from here is the H3. Those are the mountains that they had used. On our left, you see this beautiful mountain peak. Her name is Pu'uahulehule. She translates into two waves crashing to form the middle wave. Native Hawaiians, they were very literal with their descriptions for everything. So you can be able to see it much better from Kaava Valley. Looking at Pu'uahulehule. Pu'uahulehule rises at 2,265 feet. Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. The beginning of the movie, there's that smoking volcano. That is the mountain peak that they had used to turn into that. Our stop family, there is an optional hike.
Okay, we got to the very top, and then there's a trail that we can go on. So we have 20 minutes to get on this, and then we have to go back down. But definitely recommend when you go and make sure it doesn't rain much. because it's been raining a lot. And this is.
Hey, Lydia, you should make your noise.
And there's also a really good mountain view on it. It also goes higher too.
Wow.
Oh. Oh, like right there. It stops right there.
Well, we're on the peak. Look at this. It goes, I mean, seriously,
Oh my
straight down
gosh.
both sides of this.
But the views are unbelievable here. Yeah, they filmed Jurassic Park on that mountain right there.
That was Jurassic
That little
World.
thing,
And then,
the ball scene.
oh yeah, that's where they did the ball scene over there.
Oh, yeah.
My light. It's like,
And also they said they did the helicopter part here. And then they also did, what was it, that lake thing? They did that one scene where the
Oh, yeah.
giant
What's that
dinosaur-
giant dinosaur? The one that lives in the water?
Yeah, it jumped up and grabbed the meat. They filmed it here too.
Yes. Where they built that stadium?
Yep.
Oh, we took that helicopter ride. Hey, if you guys want to see that, we have
There's
another video.
also,
So, yeah,
multiple
go to our
scenes
channel,
were
let's
here.
Look at the end and you'll see our helicopter.
and then the one scene where the volcano explodes, it was filmed right there.
I'm gonna have to take someone with me.
So the history here is pretty cool. You guys should come here and see it. Plus, it is, if you don't like bumpy roads, I don't really recommend it. But if you love it, totally recommend it because it was really fun.
That we are trying to restore.